Talk about frustrating. Oh, these claim notes are frustrating because they are so misleading. It's unreal. And then they wonder why injured workers' files are so messed up. And, well, they probably don't wonder because they know, or they should know, but this is full out incompetence, okay? So it says he lost time from work from January 11, 2018 to March 23rd, 2018. He returned to work at full duties and hours. That is not correct reporting of what actually happened. This makes it sound like he returned to work with the Canadian Coast Guard, which he didn't. Workplace NL wrote him a letter stating that he was cleared to go back to work with the Canadian Coast Guard and that they had an obligation to take him back. The facts prove that the Canadian Coast Guard actually did not have the obligation to hire him back because of the fact that he was not working with them for a full consecutive 12 months. That's covered underneath the Workplace Health and Safety Compensation Act. So this is not truthful right there. He did return to work at full capacity to earn and at full hours of earning, but hours is not, it's got nothing to do with earnings. It's his capacity to earn and whether or not he was at a loss of earnings still. So that shows incompetence in reporting what should be reported to align with the legislation itself. You don't talk about full duties and hours when you are talking about returning to work and it's got to do with a loss of earnings calculation. Because at this point in time, anyone that's competent would have said he returned to work at zero loss of earnings at a different job, at a new job. Then it says in August 2019, a reoccurrence of right knee symptoms was accepted. And lost time benefits were paid from August to February 2021. So, in reality, yes, he was off work. Yes, the employer lost time. However, Dustin was legally accepted for loss of earnings as a result of the disabling symptoms from the knee injury. The disabling symptoms is what is called a reoccurrence. So in August 2019, a reoccurrence of disabling symptoms in the right knee occurred and did not need to be accepted because the medical proof was there. So what should have been said was loss of earnings is being paid as this is a result of the injury that Dustin had suffered on January 10th of 2018. That would be competent recording. And then it says, again, at that time, he returned to work at full function. He did not. He returned to work at a loss of earning capacity because he was no longer allowed to work on the oil sands or at sea. He returned to work with a functional impairment that caused that loss of earning capacity in those two fields of work. He did return to work with full 60-hour week ability, but not with full earning capacity as he always had. So again, that's not exactly recording the exact proper picture of what was going on. It's incompetence. Then it says he lost time from work because of the left ankle symptoms, which I've talked about in other situations where there's medical information that I've already discussed. And yes, that is what was reported, the mild Achilles tendinopathy and osteoarthritis. And it was noted when he went to his appointment that the GP was told, or Dustin was told, or did tell the GP that, he wasn't getting his physiotherapy and everything at the point when this happened. So all that was weighed into account. And it obviously was not when this medical consultant was reporting or weighing all the evidence. They did not weigh into account that workers' comp or the caseworkers were denying his physio and chiro at that time, and that it was well known that the chronic symptoms were going to cause issues that would lead to this. They were well aware of that. Whether they recorded it or not, it's hard to believe that they would have, considering this is not even accurate recording information right here that I'm going through. It said the worker has lost time from work between March 6th to the 10th because of his left foot symptoms. That's true, but he, in alignment with the legislation, that should have said the worker has loss of earnings as a result of his left foot symptoms. Lost time should not be in these reports, and they're still doing it. Why? It's not the employer or the employee, the injured worker, who's losing time. The injured worker is losing earnings, and that should be their focus. Seriously, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the comments saying that I shouldn't be going to social media. Why? Because they're listening so well that even from telling them that they were not accurately reporting, they're still not accurately reporting up by 2023 in April. So when are they going to start accurately reporting what needs to be reported on these claim files? Because this is a load of BS. I wouldn't, it's close, but it's not accurate. It's not accurate enough to be considered competent work. It is what it is.